Did you know that October is actually the best month, not a good month, the best month to start a fitness routine? In this episode, we'll reveal the reasons why. Stick around.
Welcome to the CrossFit Edwardsville Community Podcast, where we hear and learn from our coaches, CrossFitters, and Glen Ed community leaders. Now, here are your hosts, Dallas and Greg.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the CrossFit Edwardsville Community Podcast, where we do get to meet and talk with some of our local CFE CrossFitters, some of our local personalities, but occasionally we just get the knowledge bombs from our CrossFit coaches here at CrossFit Edwardsville. And that's what we're getting today with Coach G-Scale. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man. Body's feeling good, ready to drop some knowledge bombs here.
That's right.
And drop some love on my favorite month of the year, October.
And I know, G, so here's the deal. Everyone thinks January is the best month to start. It's New Year's. It's time for some resolutions. It's time for new goals. The holidays are over. So I've gotten past Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And now I'm ready to clean up my act and be, sober January, sober February, whatever. There's no parties. It's the dead of winter. That's the time to get my fitness in shape. But I know that this is a controversial opinion. You believe October is the best month to get started. So let's hear it, man.
Absolutely. So you can look at it like most people, their perspective is start fitness after the holidays.
Right.
I want to flip the script on that and say, you want to start your fitness routine before the holidays. And October is the before the holidays, right? I mean, maybe you're a nerd for Halloween like me, so maybe Halloween is a holiday. But for everybody, Thanksgiving, Christmas, it pulls a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort, finances, things get committed to other stuff in November, December. It's
and
very,
here
very
I thought
easy.
It was Labor Day. I thought that was the best time to start.
So a lot of people like, well, I'll start in January. I'll start after the holidays, right? And it's very, very easy to fall into that stereotypical trap because when you arrive on January 1st, the gyms are super packed. You can't really get the equipment that you want. It's a fight. It's a struggle to do the workouts you want to do. Or if I go into the CrossFit gym, like everybody else is starting their fitness routine in January. And it's not bad. Like if today were December 31st and you wanted to start your fitness routine on January 1st, I support you. I'd say the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago.
Right.
The second best time is right bloody now. Right bloody now, right? But my contention with October specifically, right, is like you got that change in seasons. And so already there's a feeling inside of all of us. This is now an opportunity to kind of get a fresh start. And the cool weather beckons us to be outside. It's energizing to be out there. And it's fresh start season.
Yeah.
You have probably heard the analogy before of the big rocks, right? You want to put the big rocks in the glass first, not the small rocks. Because you put a lot of small rocks into the glass gets full and the big rocks don't fit, right?
Yep.
You need to think of like your health and your fitness as a big rock. And you want to place that in the glass before the glass gets full. When you roll into November, December, the glass gets full very quickly with family events and travel and shopping for the holidays, cooking meals for the family. It's very easy for the glass to get full of little rocks very quickly.
Yep.
A way that I have always thought of long-term consistent exercise success is making it a pillar of your schedule. It's not just a thing that you do. It's part of who you are, and as such, it's a pillar of your schedule.
Yeah.
For pretty much anybody that's going to be listening to this podcast, you're probably a professional person. You're probably juggling a lot of things. You got family, hobbies, work, kids sporting events. You got a lot of pulls on your time, right? You probably are driven largely by a schedule. You have to be. It's the only way to make it all work, right?
Yes.
when we're all kind of like redesigning our lives at the start of October, that's a great time to look back to your schedule and put the big rocks into place before all the little rocks go there and jack it up for you. Fitness should be a big rock. And so you put, okay, I'm going to have these days of the week at these times be my time to work out.
Yeah.
I make that a pillar of my schedule, and I build other things around it. Build the kids' sporting events around that. Build the bonfires around that. Build Halloween and the Halloween parade around that. But if you do this schedule reconstruction now, then when you arrive in November, you're not building something new. You're not fighting it inside. You've already got the pillars of your schedule set, and you can put the other rocks around that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, your likelihood of staying the course in November, December is higher if you've got those pieces figured out in October. Your likelihood of success goes up. And this is really important too. Like, you go to a gym in October, November, December, you're not fighting against a mob for the equipment that you want. You're having a great experience. You're having a great experience with the gym. You can do the stuff that you want to do with people that, let's be honest, people that go to the gym October, November, December, they are an amazing peer group to have around you. They're driven, they're motivated, they have their shit together. They're people that have the big rocks in the right places and the pillars of their schedule in the right places. And so now you have a peer group that is the kind of person that does fitness as a lifestyle, not as a seasonal, not as a seasonal band-aid. Right?
Sure.
So you arrive in November, December with a habit already in place, with a routine, with a rhythm. Dallas and I have talked on this podcast about how, you make the marks on the schedule.
Little micro commitments.
Don't break the chain, right? If you have momentum going into November, it is much easier to stay the course with your fitness. And it sets a precedent with yourself, a track record with yourself that I was already fitnessing. When things got busy, I just had my routine. I just kept it in November, December. It was easier to stick with it while everybody else was getting fluffier and feeling less awesome and falling asleep in front of the TV because they have the sugar crash 30 minutes after lunch. I was feeling great. I could literally live my life to the fullest in the holiday season. I was feeling amazing. And then I set a track record with myself that, I went through the holidays, but that was when I was really picking up steam with my exercise. Then we January, where the smoke clears, the skies part, and all of a sudden, like, there's not 1,000 distractions pulling you away from fitness.
Right.
Then you go from fast progress to like light speed ahead.
Yep.
And you can, I guess, like, go nitrous, and like gas pedal to floor, because you already have momentum getting into. But all of this depends on getting into the gym and establishing that fitness habits in the month of October in the first place.
So number one, you've got the change of seasons, which is a good indicator. It's a good time. Number two, you're in the final quarter of the year, so it's kind of your 90-day sprint towards the new year.
Correct. You got 90 days. Like, let's close out this year strong.
Right. Most people limp into, what is it they say? October, you load yourself with candy at Halloween. You load yourself with pie and stuffing at November for Thanksgiving, and you load yourself with cookies at Christmas, and then you load yourself with booze. You're totally sugar caked out by the time January arrives,
and you feel like shit.
Yeah, and so rather than that, if you can lean into the, no, I have these, and gee, I know you celebrate Halloween like nobody I know,
like nobody's business.
Yeah, I mean, it is your national holiday, but if you can start in this first week of October, putting in the don't break the chain. I commit to 3 days or 4 days or 5 days, whatever your fitness pattern is. If you can introduce that, then you integrate it in November, then you accelerate it in December. You're hitting 2023. You're hitting the new year like a boss, right? When everybody else is getting started, and all you've been doing is you've been doing a mile a day, a mile a day, a mile a day. You're 90 miles ahead 90 days later, than the people
Right.
starting in January. So I think that's a really powerful thought, man. And I do think there's a season change, there's a quarter change, and you get to lock it all in before everyone else starts resolution. You've already started a revolution.
I love that. And if I could just throw like one last little incentive out there to the people, there's a very good chance that in November and December, you're going to see friends and family you haven't seen in a little bit. How cool would it be if you arrived to Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas morning and you look amazing?
Yep.
You're lean, you're vibrant, you have a great energy to you.
Yep.
You're an inspiration then to those other people to start their fitness journey. How cool would it be?
Yep.
You be that agent for positive change.
They are saying to you, what are you doing?
Right.
That's hot. That's always fun. And
Absolutely.
I know, in the coming weeks, we are going to talk about eating for the holidays, and we're going to talk about making sure you fuel properly and, indulge, not indulge. We're going to talk about all of that in the coming weeks. But I think just right now, just the introduction, the integration of the pattern, and then the acceleration into the new year. That's really important, everybody. So love it, man. This is good stuff. We said we were going to try and get out of here in less than 12 minutes. Gee, I think we're going to do it.
I think we're going to do it, man. We nailed it.
So everybody, real fast, if you want to connect with us, if you want to figure out how do I start, how do I introduce that pattern, first of all, you can Google CrossFit Edwardsville. You can also check us out on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, at CrossFit Edwardsville. But read some of the reviews of other transformations that have taken place for people who want to look better, feel better, and perform better. When you are set, though, I want you to go to our website, CrossFitEdwardsville.com. That's CrossFitEdwardsville.com. And there's a big button there that simply says book a no sweat conversation and schedule a time to talk with G or one of our other coaches about how you can introduce, integrate, and accelerate into the new year. That's all we got for you. G, sing us out, my man. Thanks for being with me today.
No, thank you for hanging out today, Dallas. Thanks to our audience for hanging out with us as well. And we're looking forward to seeing you guys here in the gym this month.